Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. My name's Sam, and if you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more new car reviews and car content every single week. As you can see, it's not the nicest day today, but we are going to be checking out the all-new MG HS. Huge thanks to Lancaster MG for making this video possible. All of their links are down in the description down below, so you can check out the MG HS for yourself or give them a call and arrange a test drive. With that, let's get started with the video. I think it would be wise to shelter from the elements. Okay, that's much better. Let's start with the exterior design on the new HS. Let's start at the front of the new HS. Well, you can see you've got these full LED headlights, and they're standard, by the way, which is pretty cool. You've got this big grille here, and then these lights up here, a little bit reminiscent of the MG3 Hybrid Plus, now having more of a cohesive design language over the brand, which is great to see. This car is finished in the black pearl paintwork. I'll talk about the colour options now. Outside, the HS is available in a range of 5 different colours, with the standard being the white pearl metallic pearlescent paint, which is stunning, really nice in the sun, so that's a great colour to have as standard. This is the pearl black. Metallic options start at £545. You've got this, which is pearl black, £545. Really suits the look of the car with the diamond cut wheels and then black cladding, all blending in very nice and looking quite sophisticated. They do a dark grey as well called Hampstead Grey for £545. Sterling silver is also £545. And then if you want the more premium colour option, you can get the dynamic red, which is £695. I'm not a huge fan of red cars anyway, so I think I'd probably stick with the white pearl as standard. They've gone for a more sophisticated colour palette than they used to have, a bit more fun colours. I loved Holborn Blue, and I think maybe it would look a bit funny on this car, but I would still probably pick it, and it was a standard colour on the outgoing HS. The Holborn Blue would be quite fun on this car, but white pearl looks really great, as does this black pearl, looking like a nice sophisticated elegant vehicle. Pricing for the new HS remains very similar to the outgoing model at $24,995 for the SE model and $27,495 for the trophy model. That's with the 6-speed manual transmission. Obviously it goes up a fair bit when you add the dual clutch transmission. This trophy model, finished in the black pearl paintwork, for example, comes out at £29,495, but it's a lot of car for the money. When the plug-in hybrid comes, that'll start at £31,495. Again, incredible value for money for what you're getting, and pricing and specs has not been confirmed for the self-charging hybrid due next year, but as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. There's not a mega amount of options you can add, just the colour and then the interior if you want the tan leather or not. So that keeps prices down, and you can't get it to go over £40,000, so you never have to pay the premium tax on the MG HS for now. So that's pretty good. For now, alloy wheel options are very easy to explain because it's just this 19-inch diamond cut two-tone wheel. Really suits the look of the car, a nice dynamic design. However, on the previous HS, they started with one designer wheel and then they brought lower, smaller wheels on the SE model. But for now, you get this wheel on SE and Trophy. You may see some more wheel designs in the near future when we see the plug-in hybrid and the hybrid model hit the market. To the side of the HS, you can see it does look like a big car, and MG describe it as a large SUV. That's quite suitable because it is quite a big vehicle, especially for European market, but it's similar-ish to the Tiguan and the Ford Kuga as well, so that's fine. You've got these door handles that look like they're off the MG4, keyless entry and start. This is carbon look trim on the side, which I'm not a massive fan of, but it's not too offensive, it's quite subtly done. Then you've got this sort of diamond thing here. That's quite interesting. If you think this car looks a little bit different to what normal MGs look like, that's because it's actually based on the Roewe RX-5. Roewe is another company within this SAIC group who owns MG, and it's more like their luxury division. So they've gone a bit more upmarket with this HS, as it's technically the next brand up in the SAIC lineup, the SAIC, so that's quite good. In China, this SUV's actually been on the market since 2022. However, this HS has been adapted slightly for the European market. To the back of the HS, you've got a really nice design, this sort of fin design here, then going through to the tail lights. These remind me quite a lot of Skoda, and it does give me quite a bit of Skoda Kodiaq and new Tiguan vibes, so there's definitely a little bit of influence from the Volkswagen group. I think that's quite clear to see. I think the light bar works for MG's kind of modern aesthetic. So yeah, that looks great. You've got tinted windows, this chrome surround, and then this chrome roof rails, which looks really nice indeed. Fuel cap, you just push it, which is nice. You don't have to pull a lever inside the car. So to the back of the car, yeah, I like it. I think the front is the best angle, but overall, it looks a lot more impactful, a lot more modern. It dates the old car quite a bit because this looks completely new and definitely more desirable. And at the very back of the car, you do have these fake exhausts, but they're not too obvious, although obviously no one's really a big fan of the fake exhaust, but they've done it in an okay way. I've seen worse. You've still got this carbon effect trim along here as well, and then you can see the light bar that goes all the way through. This sharp crease here is a little bit Nissan-esque as well, I'd say, but yeah, it looks good, and definitely you can see they're going for that more premium vibe with the HS. This is the 7-speed dual clutch automatic. The 0 to 62 time 9.6 seconds isn't the quickest. Other vehicles out there with a quicker 0 to 62 time, but it's not a sports car, it's a family SUV, so I think this is pretty perfect for what you'd need. This camera is always scanning your face as well to see if you're looking at the road. Put my foot down. It picks up speed nicely. I don't have an issue with the power. There is more powerful SUVs out there, but I think this is going to suit most people absolutely fine. And to be fair, the gearbox is pretty smooth too. Maybe not as much at slower speeds, but at higher speeds like this, it's perfectly fine. It feels quite solid as well, but perhaps not as planted as some other SUVs like the Tiguan and the Kuga, which feel a little bit less high riding. This feels more like a proper SUV, similar to a Honda CR-V, more so. Oh wow, it's really not the day to test the car. Well, maybe it is the day to test the car because we're in the UK, it's always raining. Let's get our camera system up. This is very good. To say this is the 7-speed dual clutch automatic. And it's quite smooth. You get quite a raspy sound from the engine, and it does sometimes tell you off saying focus on driving, even though that's literally what I'm doing. It speed's very clear, and this is also HD. There's no ability to change it with paddles, unfortunately, which would have been nice. They're really cool cameras. Look, you can see through underneath. I don't know how they do that. I literally don't know. Let's bring them back up. Look, how does it see that we're going underneath, that's underneath us, is pretty mind-blowing. Please focus on driving. Okay, now I'm driving like this. Press park. Does the handbrake come on? No, you've got to lift that up yourself. But that's quite common. That was a nice smooth drive. Definitely an improvement from before. So driving is a thumbs up, plenty enough power. I'd be interested to try the 6-speed manual transmission, and it's nice that you still have that as an option. Should be more engaging than the 7-speed dual clutch. So let's take a look under the bonnet and see what powers the new HS. You do have it on hydraulics, which is a nice premium touch actually. That's really great to see. This is a 1.5 turbocharged petrol engine with 168 brake horsepower. Although on paper it sounds very similar to the outgoing model, it is a completely new engine. It's the TGI turbocharged petrol. Combined miles per gallon isn't amazing. The 6-speed manual gives you 38 miles per gallon combined, and the 7-speed dual clutch like this one gives you 37 miles per gallon combined. However, we are going to see a plug-in hybrid model coming very soon, and that's going to have up to 75 miles official of electric only range, which is incredible. So we'll see how that stacks up. And also next year, a Hybrid Plus model like the MG3 Hybrid Plus will also be arriving, a self-charging hybrid which will have over 200 brake horsepower, with the plug-in hybrid having 300 brake horsepower confirmed, which is very impressive. The plug-in hybrid is going to be really an interesting car, especially for company car drivers. I think it'll be a popular model, especially in the bigger cities like London, in the ULEZ zones, etc. That could work for a lot of people. This car, no, it's not the most efficient. If you drive it carefully, it's not too bad. And of course, you are saving quite a bit of money on the list price of the vehicle. Your running costs may be a little bit higher though, that's all. 0 to 62 time isn't the quickest. With the manual it's 9.4 seconds 0 to 62, and with the automatic it's 9.6 seconds 0 to 62. So it won't blow you away, but I think that's plenty nippy enough for most people and all their belongings inside. The fact that it's got a turbo, you know, it gives it a little bit of oomph, and it feels like it's quite a smooth driving engine. All really nicely packed inside as well, so that's really great. Okay, so taking a seat inside the new HS, what does it feel like? Well, it feels completely different to the old one. The old car always looked very premium anyway. For a budget car as well, they've done a great job. They have very luxurious looking interiors for a low price. This has upped the ante even more. You've got this steering wheel very similar to the one you see on the MG4 and MG3. You've got the 12.3-inch screens. This one is kind of bang in the middle, I think. It's not facing obviously towards me like you do get in a Nissan Qashqai. It's very similar to the screens that you see in a Ford Kuga, for example. So nothing really wrong with that. You've got wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Unfortunately, it's not wireless, but that's not a big issue. You just have to plug it in. It just looks quite a bit more modern than what we saw on the first generation HS and also the ZS with the kind of tackier icons. This looks so much more premium. It's pretty responsive. Your climate controls are through the screen, but it's not a major issue to get to, so that's fine. Heated seats as well, that's nice. These leather look seats are on the trophy model. On the SE you do get a full black cloth seats, but these feel very good quality. You've got this bronze orange stitching which looks really nice. Reminds me of the Ford Ranger Wildtrak actually. They have the same sort of colour, but no, I really like that pop of colour and a little bit of fun while still remaining quite premium. Here as well, you've got quite a bit of piano black here which can get fingerprints, etc., but it's not in a too distracting place where it's getting sun right from the windscreen. It's covered with this dash up here, which is quite soft touch materials and a stitched effect across, so that's really good. The 360-degree cameras as well are very good. I'll actually spin us round a bit and you can see us there. Pretty cool, right? I appreciate that the pillars at the front as well are in fabric and then blend into the roof. It does just feel quite premium. You've got perforated leather on the steering wheel, which is really nice. If someone blindfolded you and put you in a car, you might be getting kidnapped. But no, if someone blindfolded you and put you in the car and asked you to guess like the price of the vehicle, you'd probably think you're in something much more expensive, like an Audi maybe, but definitely something more expensive than a £25,000 SUV. Of course, £25,000 a lot of money, but for a medium to large SUV, brand new in 2024, really great. A light headlining. If you would like to spice up the interior of the HS, you can opt for a tan leather interior, be a dark headlining for a £500 option on Trophy. That is quite interesting. It reminds me a lot of what Nissan used to have in the X-Trail. They used to have a very similar tan interior, maybe a little bit dated, and the black is standard, so most people will go for that. But I do like the fact that you have the option of having a different interior on the vehicle. The quality of everything feels really very good. So yeah, not many complaints in the front of the HS. A great thing to note is on the trophy model like this one, you do get the electric tailgate, a nice feature, and you have 504 litres of boot space now, which is massively improved from the outgoing model. It's very similar to what we see of most SUVs in this category, so perfect for most families. Sitting in the back, what is it like? What are the backseat passengers going to think of the HS? Well, plenty of room. It was always quite large, so you always had quite a bit of space, but you got loads of leg room, lots of headroom, and as I said in my previous HS review, it's a really good option for someone that needs a bigger SUV than a small SUV, but wants to pay the price for a small one. So it is kind of like a larger SUV for the price of a small one. It's very good value for money, that's for sure. Got your centre armrest here, which is great quality, 2 cup holders, really comfortable. I think everyone can get really comfy back here. You've got 2 USB ports here as well, and then you've got pockets on the backs of both seats, which is another really nice feature. No option for a sunroof, which a lot of people are let down by a light headlining. Just means it's nice and bright in here, that's fine. If you do want a sunroof on your car though, that rules the HS out. ISOFIX points are nicely hidden away, but you can easily access them. They're very similar to the ones that you see in Fords, for example, so that's really nice. The nice materials do continue throughout the back of the cabin as well, and that's a really nice touch to the car. Plenty of room. This will be a great car for taxi drivers as well, getting passengers in and out, plenty of space. So then, what are my thoughts on the new HS? Well, it's safe to say it's a massive improvement from before. I really liked the HS previously. I think it was a good car and offered great value for money. Efficiency let it down a little bit, so did the styling. However, this styling is so much better. Efficiency still isn't amazing with this 1.5 turbo, but I'm very looking forward to the hybrids arriving. This is a great base to build on, and that's how I see this car as. It's got the technology there, it's got the comfort there, the interior there, the styling there, that looks really great, and it's a perfect base for a hybrid SUV coming next year, and also the plug-in hybrid coming later on in the year very soon. So I think that would probably be the one that will be most popular. It's the hybrids and plug-in hybrids. It reminds me quite a lot of the Hyundai Tucson and the Kia Sportage as well. It gives me a lot of those vibes, and also it gives me a lot of Volkswagen Group vibes, especially at the front, which looks like a Tiguan, and the back, which reminds me of the Skoda Kodiaq. So there's quite a lot of design elements going on, but I really do like it. Thanks again to Lancaster MG for making this video possible. All of their links are down in the description below. You can give them a call and book a test drive on the new HS yourself and see what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next review.